Gradually, as rival streaming services sought even more specialized markets, Apple TV Plus became the preferred choice for science fiction enthusiasts. Starting from the bottom and working its way up to the top, the streamer established itself as a haven for science fiction programs, especially those with a more intellectual bent. With Peter Harness's Constellation, the company's most recent foray into the genre, it joins an ever-expanding roster of limited and ongoing series that exploit our fears of space travel and the future to weave a nuanced tale about what we really know about the world around us. The first 3 50-minute episodes of the show, which debuted on Apple TV Plus, feature Naomi Rapace as a Swedish astronaut who returns from a disastrous mission to discover a hostile planet that doesn't want to hear the stories she has to share. Furthermore, it appears that she left her life behind when she left for the International Space Station. Her marriage appears to be in disarray, and her kid exhibits symptoms of discomfort whenever she is present. Could Joe Ericsson's perspective of the outside world have been altered by something that occurred on board the space station? Or has the world altered all by itself? In episode 3 of Constellation, Joe returns to Earth and finds it difficult to adjust to normal life. Joe's inability to distinguish between what is real and artificial is causing problems in her relationships with her husband and daughter. After obtaining the data core from Joe, Commander Henry looks for information regarding the events that transpired in space. This episode exhibits the same lack of concentration as the Season 1 premiere. When she gets back, Joe responds to inquiries from the media regarding the events that transpired on the ISS. She responds that her duty was to recover and track the neurological repercussions of prolonged space travel when asked if her mission was over. Following the event, Joe has a meal with Paul's spouse and daughter, as well as the other astronauts who traveled on the voyage with her. She describes Paul as a hero, but calls his wife Erica, which confuses everyone because her name is Friday. Henry had previously attempted to work through some of the strange issues he had encountered with his data core on the starship. Henry debates Ian Rogers, a man who challenges the validity of his time in space, while he is on a spacecraft preparing to sign photographs. As the ISS mission team testifies in front of their peers, some of them start to wonder what exactly has happened. Joe claims to have heard an alarm go off, but her team disputes this. Joe claims she saw a body at this point, but the tape is unretrievable as they begin to analyze what caused the crash. Irina disputes that idea, claiming that there is no way a body could have been there. These yellow and red pills are what we've seen former astronauts taking during each episode. They are given to Joe and her colleagues by a group of medics following the collision. They respond that they are folic acid, vitamin D, and vitamin B12 when she asks what they are. Since her mother's return, Alice has found it difficult to deal with her behavior. She ends up fighting with Wendy, her best friend and Paul's daughter, since she thinks she ruined the bunny she gave her, even though that never happened. Wendy hurls the bunny at her, declaring that Joe should be slain rather than her father and comparing her to her insane mother. On the other hand, Joe and Magnus's bond has reached unprecedented levels. Joe and Magnus's relationship was in ruins in the first 2 episodes, according to Alice, but after her return, she has shown him more love and compassion. The team maintains that the IS mishap was caused by a trash bag, even though Joe says she saw a human. Irina and her colleagues tell Joe, who is watching in dismay, that there is no possibility that she spotted a body on board the ship. Following a brief break, Joe feels more and more pressured, eventually declaring that she will retract her claim that she saw the body aboard the spaceship. She queries whether she can now return home as a result. Joe asks Magnus at home when they acquired a new automobile because it's blue and they used to have a red one. Magnus gives her an uncomfortable look because the car has always been blue. A montage of Henry addressing his history and present is shown. First, we witness him and Irina arranging to meet again. She replies that this will be their final time as she tells him she is dying of cancer in response to his question about how many more times they will do this. When Henry pulls Ian Rogers off the cruise ship after confronting him about his remarks, things get violent.